Hey everybody, Dan here with Pain Free You. Gorgeous day. It's high 60s, short sleeves. So today's topic is going to be why negative thoughts are not your fault. All right, we'll get to that in a minute. I'm going to enjoy a couple nice breaths of fresh air. Leaves are starting to come out on some of the trees. It's crazy. Middle of March. Love it. Grass is turning green again after the winter yellowing and gray. It's beautiful. Spring is almost here. All right. Why negative thoughts are not your fault. So, comment below if you've blamed yourself or judged yourself or hated yourself for having negative thoughts. Beat yourself up over it. I can't stop these darn negative thoughts. It's awful. What's wrong with me? I have all these negative thoughts. I'm fearful, I'm angry, I'm hateful, I'm just in despair. Negative thoughts, negative thoughts, negative thoughts, right? There's a Dr. Amen, A-M-E-N, who speaks about ants, A-N-T-S, automatic negative thoughts, right? And these thoughts are not your fault, right? They're coming right out of your subconscious. That's not within your direct control. So, why are they coming? Because your brain has a primary responsibility of survival and safety. And so the negative thoughts are just your brain's way of trying to keep you safe and alive. Let's put it this way, consciously, who would choose a negative thought if they had that choice? You wouldn't. And you know that some of these negative thoughts are not beneficial, they're not helpful, and many of them are just flat out not even true. So who would choose that? Certainly not you. It's not a choice. It's just happening automatically, habitually, spewing out from the subconscious because the brain is doing its job to keep you safe and keep you alive. Period. Do not blame yourself for having negative thoughts. Don't try to stop them. If you try to stop them, that's like trying to, build a little dam out of little rocks across a river, and the water's just going to find a way, right? Don't try to stop your negative thoughts. And I did a video about a week ago, 3 ways to handle your negative thoughts. So one is don't stop them. It's impossible. Number 2 was don't try to fix them, because it would be exhausting. It's almost as difficult, maybe more so, than trying to stop them, right? Number 3 is my recommendation. You don't have to believe them. You don't have to take them seriously, right? Did a video a while ago called Don't Click on That Thought. And the concept there was the more you engage in a certain thought as if it's true, meaningful, or needs your involvement, the more of them you're going to get. So I think we can become indifferent to our own thinking, recognize these thoughts are not mine. They're just coming out of an overprotective subconscious mind. And the less I engage in those negative, fearful thoughts, the less of them I'm going to have. And I will add something else here. As it relates to don't try to stop your thoughts, don't try to fix them, don't have to believe them, but don't judge yourself harshly for having those thoughts in the first place. You're human. We're all going to have some negative thoughts. I have them. We all have them, right? And I may come across as cool and chill, but I got plenty of negative thoughts. Trust me. I'm a normal human being just like you. I struggle just like you. Fortunately, I've cracked the code for the chronic physical symptoms thing, so I have no chronic physical symptoms, but I still have mental and emotional challenges. I overthink things. I ruminate on stuff. I have emotional challenges. I'm not deep in despair and depression or, hyper anxiety or anything, but I'm a normal human being. I've got stuff going on in my life that is not wonderful from an emotional standpoint. It is what it is. It's more on the relationship side. So it's normal to have those emotions. So I don't judge myself for having thoughts about those things. I'm not even judging myself for ruminating on a past relationship. Should I? Probably not. Is it good for me to ruminate on that? Probably not. Am I still doing it? Yes. Am I giving myself some grace? Yes. Right? But the negative thoughts are not your fault. You don't have to click on them. And, once I get done with this, I'll probably ponder these concepts myself for how I can perhaps help myself out emotionally and thereby mentally with regard to some of the emotional stuff going on in my life. Probably worthwhile for me to do that and make some decisions not to click on those thoughts so much, because that just tells my brain, give me more of that. Come on, dish out some more. So at the end of the day, the symptoms, the pains, they're not your fault. Negative thoughts, not your fault. Having negative emotions as a result of what's going on in life, not your fault. You're supposed to have them. It's natural. It's part of the human experience. So try to cut yourself some slack. Allow yourself to be perfectly imperfect. Sorry about that. There's a helicopter flying overhead. Hopefully that's not too loud. Yep. Hopefully that noise will calm down in a second. But it literally flew right over my home. Wow. Oh look, a helicopter. Distracted. But in the meanwhile, let's listen to some birds because they're pretty darn cool. All right. So, negative thoughts are not your fault. Please do not judge yourself harshly. Please don't beat yourself up, hate on yourself, criticize yourself. Negative thoughts are not your fault. Learn, with some practice and a commitment to consistency, learn not to engage in those thoughts. If those thoughts disempower you and make you feel worse, I don't have to think about that, right? I don't have to engage in that thinking. I don't have to stop them, don't have to fix them. I don't have to engage in it, don't have to click on it, don't have to believe those thoughts or act upon them. But again, please do not judge yourself harshly for having negative thoughts because they are not your fault. That's very similar to the concept of self-esteem. If you've got a self-esteem where you feel like you're not good enough, this, and that is wrong with you, that's not your fault either. The self-esteem was often given to us by people in our lives many years ago, maybe decades ago. But it's not your fault. It's where you ended up. But the cool part is we can recognize these things now as wise, intelligent adults and make some different decisions about how we treat ourselves, how we treat our own thinking, how we respond to our own emotions. And, key to this channel's topic, how do we respond when the brain creates symptoms as a false alarm to something it perceives as dangerous. So I hope you found this helpful. I'm going to shut off the recording. I'm going to sit out here for a while. Probably move the chair into the sun. Try to get a little vitamin D. And as always, folks, we will see you tomorrow. Take care.